My name is Tejendra Pherali. I'm Senior Lecturer at UCL Institute of Education. I'm the Project Director for Support to Higher Education and Conflict Resolution, which is currently being implemented in Somaliland. The purpose of the project is to focus on research and teaching capacity development, building upon empirical research in the Somali context. We are introducing discourses about education in the Institute for Peace and Conflict Studies in University of Hargeisa. We're engaging in research and collaborative curriculum development with academics and scholars in Somaliland. We've recently completed piloting a course on education, conflict and peace building, which was participated by 20 very high caliber graduate students.
I think University of Hargeisa is the biggest public university in Somaliland, and almost half of the current politicians were graduated from this university. And the university was providing peace and conflict, as I've indicated earlier, program at masters, at postgraduate, first at postgraduate diploma level, then upgraded at master's level. But this program is completely different because we are linking education. So for University of Hargeisa, it will be a tool which we can disseminate these concepts to the society, and at the same time the society or Somaliland will benefit to have more expertise in this area. At the same time, in our strategic plan, we are planning to admit students from the whole. Now we have 2-3 students from Ethiopia, and we have 1 student from Kenya. So further, when we develop this program, it will be a platform, or it will be a springboard for the whole to come and study their program, peace, education, peace, and education, conflict, and peace studies. So it will be very important for University of Hargeisa to have such program at regional level, and it will be very important for the Somaliland society or community to have this opportunity and to explore their experience, to have in-depth education in education, peace, education, conflict, and peace building. And at the same time, it will be a tool for the whole region, which everybody can come and study.
I've been teaching in the IPCS, University of Hargeisa, for about a week now, and I've been working with my colleagues Nasir Muhammad Ali and Dr. Alexander Lewis. We are particularly focusing on the interrelated themes of education, conflict and peace building, which is what the module that we teach here focuses on. The module was actually developed using a whole range of approaches and techniques that actually contributed to the process of curriculum development. Rather than academics or experts writing what needs to be taught as a module in a university, we took a slightly different approach where we carried out field research, and also we carried out a broader consultation with educational, political and social actors in Somaliland in order to decide and develop a whole range of concepts and contents for the module. So the module on education, conflict and peace building is essentially the outcome of our broader engagement with the global literature in this area, and the number of empirical work that we did in the past. That all people are equal, yeah? That they can freely participate in the political process.
So, if I try to describe a little bit about the module is a new area, not only the Institute for Peace, but also the entire Somali region of the Horn of Africa, and also I think it is even in the Horn of Africa. It's a very, very new course. So this course will help the people to understand how the education can influence peace, and also how the education can create or generate conflict. In other words, how education can de-escalate conflict, and and how sometimes education can escalate conflict. So that's the two dimensions of the course. So this will help the community to understand how education, as I mentioned also earlier, how education can lead the community to decent development and way of life. So in Somaliland, which is nowadays developing in many areas, particularly the social issues, will help also to improve the level of understanding of the community, what peace means to them, and what conflict also means to them.
Definitely, I'm enjoying this program, and looking for education within an area in conflict affected society is very important. And actually, that's why I was applying. As long as I was been doing education sector and I was been in academic area, I'm interested in that area. That's why I was looking for how conflict was being in education sector. Education was being taking the role and resolution the conflict, and also build peace building.
Actually, I've been working with Save the Children for many departments as a meal department. So actually we work with education departments. So, and as a field worker, that traveling around the districts and villages and downtowns. So you can see that the absence of a education, and actually even if those who have education, still you can see that the absence of a conflict resolutions, and how they can handle for peace. So actually it needs to have education that can solve conflicts. So although we need even education as a conflict, so in order to know what's the difference between peace and conflict, and actually something that will help for the society when I go to villages, go back, so I can share the information that I get. I will apply for it, hopefully.
We've been at the UCL involved in this project for I think a while now, just under 2 years. And the idea has been to develop a new course on the relations between education, peace and conflict. Now, for us, the most interesting thing about this project was that, of course, there has been a lot of literature produced at the international level on these topics, and a huge body of work, as well as a lot of international NGO and GEO experience of working in this area. But what we wanted to do was to produce a course that was of specific relevance to Somaliland and the Horn of Africa. So this course was written in consultation between the UCL Institute of Education, who brought to the program a broader understanding of the theoretical and academic underpinnings and debates on these topics, and the IPCS, the Institute for Peace and Conflict Studies here at the University of Hargeisa, who added the Somaliland and broader Somali dimensions to these issues. So how societies here conceptualize peace, conflict and education, and what the implications of those understandings are for the international community, the international literature, and vice versa.
It was a fantastic time that I had with UCL and IBCS during the development of this module. So part and parcel of this process, understanding the local context of the module development process was very, very important. In this regard, I was fortunate to serve as a field researcher in this area, and it was very fantastic to have the exact or the real feeling or real understanding of the local people about peace, about conflict, about education, and the dynamics of all the dynamics this all has. I see what the field work has contributed to the module when it comes to providing the local knowledge, putting, the perspective of whoever involved in the process of data collection and research. During the research, there were politicians, civil society activists, organization heads, students, youth, not only from certain local in Hargeisa, but from Growe, from Borama, Las Anod, even to Mogadishu. The team has managed to do the data collection work all through from all these cities, and completely they had a different perspective. Those in Mogadishu and those from Borama, they have completely different, phenomenon. While when it comes to the general Somalia, they have something in common, but still when you go deep inside, you understand the local practices, the local way of resolving conflicts, issues like that.
Thank you so much. I was very interested. I'm doing my research now as a candidate. I'm doing my master's in Southern University Institute for Peace and Security Studies. And the reason I joined here, there wasn't that much see before. I used to have to know a knowledge between peace, conflict, security, and something. But you guys bring education there. And when I see the board, the institute was telling you have this course, I see it's education something to do with conflict, peace building something. When I came here, when I took the course, I'm very, very delighted to see the nexus between peace, education, how education can contribute to peace building, conflict, also stability.
When you look about the Somaliland peace building experience, is that it has been a kind of a mixed experience, both a successful element of it and also a bit of challenges. For the last 25 years, Somaliland has been in the process of peace building and state building. While huge progress has been made in terms of the social reconciliations and preventing a widespread conflict, Somaliland still faces several challenges in the line of building the capacity of the local community and also building a viable and effective public institutions, which at the end of the day will need qualified, competent leaders to lead those institutions.
It's relevant, it's more relevant to Somaliland, and that's why I attend this class, because we are already we are recovering from conflict. So we need how to sustain this peace based on our education, enhancement of our education and upgrading of education quality.
I've been really enjoying teaching this course at IPCS. We have 20 wonderful students who are very, very motivated, who come from a wide variety of professional backgrounds, and all want to kind of make a significant contribution in the Somaliland society in order to support address some of the problems with inequalities, and also to do with some of the issues relating to conflict. The level of intellectual caliber and seriousness and engagement with these debates around education, conflict and peace building among the students here at IPCS is extraordinary.
When we see the feedback and the program that you developed, I think it become the backbone of the Institute for Peace and Conflict Studies, and it gives us more energy to develop further at master's level. I think when we see the impression of the students who have been taking this course for the last 1 week, it indicates that this program is needed to further develop it to master's level and to expand. Really, when we relate education and education, conflict and peace building, it is very interesting, and it can be one mechanism which we can prevent and which we can make more understandable to the society, the peace and its benefits.
Our students are highly engaged and very critical. We push them severely. We make them read a lot, we make them work hard, but these are not students coming in who have never encountered the issues of peace, conflict and education. They're coming in from the practitioner world, they're coming in from the academic world, they're coming in from the research world, and they're bringing to bear their own kind of philosophies, their own ideas and their own insights into these materials. So even for myself and Tejendra Pherali, who's the other UCL IOE teacher on this program, it has been a two-way learning process. Certainly we lead on lectures, certainly we try to explain the internationally generated principles, but we always provide the space for students to bring to bear their own knowledge and experiences, and I think that practical application is particularly important, and it's certainly helping them to assimilate the information and to see how it can be applied to both to Somaliland and to the wider region.
Before the new curriculum, it was based on, two major philosophical ideologies. It was perennialism and essentialism. And the philosophical base of perennialism and essentialism was idealism and realism. That was what we have been talking about yesterday. They were expecting somebody ideal. They were expecting that the person should be perfect to be educated through the system they have been designed. So, and that was what Professor Alex was explaining yesterday. Then to move from that educational philosophy, they have introduced two philosophies. One was progressivism, and the other one was reconstructionism. And the basis of also this philosophy were what we today call pragmatism. Pragmatism. And that was also what the new national curriculum framework of today is based on. And if you read the national curriculum of today, it will give you 3 dimensions to develop the brain of the child.
Somaliland has been part of an independent for almost 25 years. It needs to have education, to know the linkage between education and conflict and peace building. It's something that's amazing in order to have a generation or the 7th generation to know about which students that we want to have the leaders that we will lead Somaliland, and in order to reform our society to peaceful society that can best be in development countries.
Yeah. The nexus between education and conflict peace building is very, very important to Somaliland. As far as we are post-conflict side, to build the country to education people to peace, education people to avoid violent conflict. It's very, very important.
And Dr. Bruhan's presentation was really a guest lecture by him. It was amazing. I never had the opportunity to attend one of his lectures before, and what he talked about was really was new to me. I really enjoyed every single bit of it. I was honored to be there, and of course, it's all because that I had that kind of opportunity. And also today's session at the Gurti, it was the first time I was there in the Gurti house, and I actually saw how they operate, how they discuss things, how all that kind of things happen. I don't know how I missed that before. It never occurred to me to go and see how things happen in the Gurti house.
Lâu để
Very important in Somaliland because of in the last 25 years in Somaliland the people were doing in peace building and conflict resolution was being the leaders. And even this morning when we met the Burti, even I asked that question, when they're making the conflict resolution and the peace building, sometimes can you use education area? And they said, yeah, we use sometimes. But what is very important to me, and in making the conflict resolution and peace building in education area was very important in Somalia right now because of most probably the previous time, the Burtis and other leaders, they using for one quota, they said, took the good one or the bad one when they're making the resolutions or something. So if you took the good one, just take that one and go away. And if you took the wrong one, just took and pass away and look that area, something like that. But in making the conflict resolution very well, it is very important to make in education sector. I mean, to educate within analyzing and looking forward.
To begin with, I think we have to little bit put the research into a Somali context. Somaliland, as part of the Somali-speaking community in the Horn, it has been an oral society, a society that embraces oral transmission of knowledge and issues from one generation to another. And perhaps that has to go back to the pastoral livelihood that we all originate, and still a large part of the community remains. So that has had an impact on the way we do things here, even in the urban settlements, the way we make our policies, the way we make our decisions at individual and institutional and at the national level. But now it seems that people are embracing research, so and there is that pressure. If Somaliland has to push for the effective state building, that they really need to embrace evidence-based policy making.
In our research, we find that higher education in Somaliland plays a crucial role in creating opportunities for young people to learn. Also that there are a number of private universities being established in urban settings which are providing access to higher education for young people. But there are a number of problems that this creates. For example, the concentration of higher education institutions in the urban setting excludes young people from rural communities. Also that these institutions are private and therefore young people from rural communities are not able to afford to pay for higher education. Another challenge for higher education in Somaliland is that the quality of learning and teaching is very weak. Therefore, it is crucial that there is an ongoing professional development opportunities for teachers in higher education. Not only that, it is also important for universities to engage in research as well as civic engagement in order to make a broader contribution to state building and peace building in Somaliland.
So we did this scenario of a conflict and education, how they relate each other and how can the education influence the behavior and attitude of the people.
We when we have a conflict, we don't look about the dynamic, takeaways or something like that. We just only say you have a conflict, and we make perceptions, and we listen one person. We don't listen the other victims, and then we say they have this problem, and then we make a bad decision before you don't know with the dynamic is and what makes takeaways. So conflict analysis is something that will help, and not even only conflicts, but even in families, you need to have a. If in your children, you have to know it about the conflict dynamics. So you can talk this one, and how you gonna solve it. That's one point for family.
Education in a broad sense. That's what we try to establish. Then we also looked at the challenges for providing education in violent contexts. For example, how do we provide a meaningful education for children who have been displaced, who are living as refugees? How do we provide learning opportunities for young people in refugee contexts? Yeah, we looked at that as well. Now the question is, how do we actually do it? Yeah. Do we just go out and tell them that you have to build peace and we all have to be peaceful? What is the pedagogy for it? What is the approach for it? Yeah? That is the focus of today's session.
You see, there is a conflict for the last 20 years for Somali countries. So we think that it's really important for us to see different perspectives related to peace building, conflict, and education. And this course takes all these concepts together, and that's good. Because the educationists and the other social service staff can use both to see how education can be linked to solve the problems of the community.
Understand the particular aspect that I have very eager to learn is the linkage between the conflict and the education, and how can the education be used to make a sustainable peace building.
I'm also very interested to do. I feel that I can do research around peace in Somaliland. Also, not only peace in education. How destruction of war can destroy infrastructures of peace, infrastructure of school, and other facilities of education sector. And I'm very interested to do research.
The other thing what we are doing in Somaliland is trying to engage with the civil society with regards to making a contribution through higher education in institutional capacity building, and also in civic engagement for building peace and contributing to sustainable development in this society.
When you look at it, a lot of the problems that we have today, at least from my philosophy, are that there's a fragmentation in global knowledge, that there's a lot of research produced here in Somaliland, there's a lot of research produced at the international level, but there's very little dialogue between these two bodies of literature. And so what we're really looking to do is to build a bridge between the IPCS here at University of Hargeisa and the UCL Institute of Education.
Also, working with the team who are representing UCL, it was also an opportunity. Very generous persons who really invested a lot of time, a lot of energy to develop this module. So we are very, very happy working with UCL Institute of Education. And actually, the module will have an impact on the Institute for Peace and Conflict Studies. Really, as I mentioned earlier, the module is new in the Institute for Peace and Conflict Studies, so hopefully it will have an impact, the curriculum of the Institute, and also it will be a new area which the Institute will evolve in the coming years, and also it will help the community at large, as I mentioned earlier. So this, as we are expecting, will have a positive impact, both the Institute for Peace and the University of Hargeisa, as well as the community at large.
The thing is, I got in the course a lot of material and experience, and I think the different network. in the Somaliland context and even the outside as a lecturers, both of you. As long as I was doing right now on a class activities, group work, presentations, and even the articles, that things will be benefiting to me in applying my work and even just pass all the benefits to my society.
We really hope to continue collaborating with Somali academics and scholars in the future, particularly in terms of developing joint research as well as co-teaching in academic programs so that we can learn from each other. Also at the same time, we promote the role of higher education in Somaliland in building peace and bringing prosperity, not only in the Somaliland context but also in the entire Horn of Africa.